Let the shilling begin. Audalytic AUDALYTI. Well, you see the title in the video. Audalytic. It's not a great name. Anyway, soon, if not out already. I don't know what the hell the schedule is looking like with Eris. But, so these were sent to me by AH90, which is kind of like if Hi-Fi Go and Linsol were bigger and better organized, it's AH90. And on this particular site, this isn't just called the Audalytic AH90. Audalytic, whatever. It's called the Gustard Audalytic AH90 Streamer DAC headphone amp, AK4191 plus AK4499 audio DAC Rune Bridge 4.4 balanced headphone amplifier preamplifier, $599. You know right away if you're leaving from the price, $600. But this has a problem. I don't know how to put this because it's weird. It's a me thing. This is a me problem, not a you problem. It's a me problem. I had several DAC amp combos over the last like 3 or 4 months. This is one of them. And I had this on the desk. You've seen it in my IM reviews and other reviews. By the way, I'm drinking currently a peach Bellini, Seagram's Escapes, because it's a warm day and I deserve to drink peach Bellini because I'm a sexy woman on a beach. Let's go. 3.2% alcohol. I liked this so much when it was on the desk with all the other things, I would just find myself gravitating towards it and ignoring everything else. Just everything else. I'm not going to say what the other things were. You know what the other things are. And there's other $600 DAC amps, like the Rose Technics with the 5000, with 10 op amps that sound nice and big and warm. And it's like, oh, but it's got that weird shit going on with like the power and you got to switch. And then there's the much cheaper, more affordable, the FX Audio, DRO7. Love that thing. That's like $170. So that doesn't really compete with this, but it's a great starter alternative. DAC amp combos are making a comeback. Good. Because if you look at the side of my desk here, which has been decimated by just time, those are all DACs down there. 1, 2, 3. We're down to 3 DACs down here. And 1, 2, 3 headphone amps up there. And they've always been separates. Zeos LinkedIn Echo Touch keypad. I don't have it here yet. Eventually, I'll have that. So cute. There's such a cute little artwork on this. I do approve. Anyway, combos were sort of like the thing you got. And then everyone was like, no, hold on. I'm an audiophile. I need full control of the DAC and amp separately so I can mix and match. And then most people just got the matching stack anyway and end up spending more because you're buying twice as much chassis, twice as much power supply, twice as much everything. Then you need to buy interconnects. So there's a definite reason to go with a separate DAC and a separate amp. Flexibility. You want to, you know what? I'm going to move this over. I'm going to have different things. And maybe I'm going to split it out. It's fine. But the real deal, like, I just don't need more than one fucking box, people, should be eating combos up. And this one, which I've adorned with an adorable sticker, until I start making my own, is one of the best. Period. Straight up. Stop. Just 1/4 inch and a 4.4. You got a 4-pin XLR? Buy a fucking adapter. You got a 3.5? Buy a fucking adapter. This is perfect. This is it. It's perfect. The box, the look of the box, which, by the way, this cable is not going to be the Eris cable. This is going to be the Magia cable. This will be on APOS. That's also waiting to get approval and change some stuff, and it's going to be fine. But comes in black or silver. Everyone likes Gustard. Like, Gustard is the name. The fact that they're making, like, I don't know if they're making this the lower-end brand of Gustard or a higher-end brand of Gustard, where it's like no, it's not Gustard. It's an Audalytic. Audalytic. It's Deletic. I don't know. Well, you guys tell me. But this is 100%. It's perfect except for a few flaws. Sound quality, I'm testing on the Eris, which I've been living inside of. I've got the NDH30s, which I also know forever. I got the Aria Organic, but these are actually coming out of the outputs. I've got the LA90 Discreet, and I've got the ever so clean topping A50 Mark III. You'll also notice that this giant Meanwell power brick is back. You may remember this from such videos as the FIO box, whatever the hell model number that was, where it could be plugged in either 110 or with a big, mean 12-volt power supply. Same thing on this. The reason for that is, here's the reason. Try to do this without destroying everything. So here's your main 110 to 230 volt bus, but somewhere in here is a very small converter to go to 12 volt. So, they're not going to spend $800 on a little 12 volt converter. It's just going to be whatever it is. So they give you the option to either run at 110 or to push direct 12 volt from your power supply of choice, eliminating the need for the power supply in here, which is probably slightly undersized, to be used at all. The fact that they're giving you that means, hey, look, we saved some money. It's got a 12 volt inside. It's got a 12 volt rail, and we're going to call it linear and clean and everything. But if it was really perfect, why the fuck would they give you the ability to bypass it? So since they let you bypass it, I'm bypassing it. I got that big old meanwhile. I could also hook up the one that's a bench power supply, although I think this one is just a cleaner brick. We have got a SD card in the back that says FW. There's literally an SD card. It's literally a firmware updater. Biggest problem I've had so far with this unit, just try searching Audalytic AH90 firmware update. You get nothing but posts on HeadFi and all the forums and talking about the unit, but never actually saying, hey, by the way, there's a firmware update on this webpage. So this might have a firmware update. I wouldn't fucking know about it. Next to that is a little rubber plug, which I've never seen this before. This is a plug that covers the LAN port. So you get an RJ45 adapter to plug this into your network. Now, it's a Rune bridge, which I don't use Rune. I use Foobar because I can see through it, and I could put that on. If those two things happened on Rune, I'd use Rune. If I could see through it, and if it had the waveform seek bar, which shows me what's happening in the song, I had a big discussion with Leo's wife, the guy who makes Orchard Audio, had an open house in New Jersey, and I was discussing how, like, when I play music, I can see what's going to happen, and that makes it more enjoyable for me. So when I'm playing something on Rune, it's just like I hit a song, and I'm not sure if it's going to stay quiet, or stay quiet and get loud, or just be loud all the time and then get quiet. Like, I want visual confirmation of my music. I'm sorry, I'm weird. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So LAN port. So Rune bridge. So it's Rune bridge, UPnP, AirPlay. You plug this into your network, and I'm sure there's a mildly complicated series of connections you got to do to get your IP address in there, and it shows up. Maybe it just shows up on your network. Maybe it just shows up. I don't know, because I only have one network cable, and it goes to the laptop back there. And frankly, I don't use Rune or UPnP, but if it's Gustard, it's going to work. There's going to be instructions, and it's going to work. Next to that is another little cap, little tiny cap for the USB-C, because it's a USB input for the DAC. I love how there's caps on everything. Fiber optic, which I'm using, 2 coaxial digital inputs. I think just because they had a double RCA for the outputs and another double RCA next to it, and just like, I don't know, don't make it a single, just fucking give them 2 coaxials. So you have 1, 2, 3 SPDIFs, 1 fiber optic, 1 LAN, no Bluetooth. I am okay with that as well. Honest to God, in the comments, tell me if you use Bluetooth into your over $300 DAC. Do you ever Bluetooth into it, like on purpose? Or does it just sit there and randomly steal your stuff by accident? I've got these nice world's best KLE insanely expensive RCAs, like $170 a pair. I don't mean to use expensive cables, but they're here, and they look really pretty. And I've also got the Italian-made RI cable XLRs coming out of it again. Don't need to be expensive, but they're sitting around, and I'm not going to let them sit around and collect dust. I'll fucking use them. Don't think there's a sound quality improvement with either of these. Just nice. They're just nice. So we look at the bottom of this. You see some feet that are, well, quite nice. Aluminum with knurling with big pads. There's no switches or anything. There's nothing to plug into. And then the front of the unit is basic bitch. You get a glass shape. I'm going to call it a shape. You hold that. It powers off. It says power off for a while. You touch it again. It says Audalytic optical PCM 441. Volume is 30. 1/4 inch, your other thing, and you got a nice volume knob. It also has glass in it for no reason. If you turn that, every time you turn the unit on and off, every time you if I go to like 46 and unplug it, 30. The outputs in the back are, you have a choice because there's a menu. We'll go to the menu. You're going to hold this down. Menu. Thankfully, we're using the Pocket 2, so you can actually read the menu with me. Ignore the fingerprints. I've been using this thing a lot. So you got filter. You get filter, which you can set to, press it in, sharp, slow, SD sharp, SD slow, super slow, low D short, or back around. Let's do low D short because that sounds awesome. Then you have amp gain. You have high and low. Leave it on high. Honestly, this thing is not that powerful. Like most headphones, I'm running between 50 and 60 on high gain. But that's all you need. If you really have sensitive IMs, you can put it to low. The output, this is where it gets a little bit less convenient. Headphone only mode, line only mode, or auto. Now, auto requires you to unplug the front headphone for the backs to work. I'll leave it in that for the review because obviously I need to test all the things. Your phase is either normal or inverted if you care about phase. You've got brightness for the screen. Now, that is on bright, and it is not very. So you have saver mode, dark, mid, or bright. I feel like that's too many options. It should just be either bright or brighter. It needs to be brighter than this. Auto standby, yes or no. It's set to no, because you can if you're going to leave it, go away. It doesn't really get warm, so I don't know why you'd really want to do that. Then you have an upgrade with an enter, which would be that SD card in the back. You'd pop a new firmware on there and hit upgrade, which is what I was trying to find out. And that's it. End of the menu. I thought this unit came with a remote. Because when I took it off the desk, because it was bothering me for how good it was, I was like, no, just put it over there. It'll come back. Oh, no, I put it back on the... Oh, okay, put it back over there. I could have sworn I had an Audalytic remote for the volume. And when I looked on the website, it comes with an instruction manual and just a unit. So apparently there is no remote for this unit. Slight negative, just a little tiny blight on it. It's really designed for desktop use. It's just nice if you offer me a remote. Just a little remote for doing things. So now... we are still playing music. No, we've paused Occupy Made War. So now we're controlling the pre-outs in the back, which you could hear. Now, when you get up past 80, 81 is actually fixed. Little ED. So now, you have hit, lower that. You've hit the maximum volume, this is output, and when it goes to fixed mode, that means you're getting full line outputs on that. So that's how you would set it. It isn't just 99 or max or 81. It goes from 80 to fixed. It's a fixed output now. It doesn't just stop at 80. I kind of like that. I kind of like it's telling you, look, I am fixed. Little ED. You need more Seagram's Escape. I agree. Put this back up. So now, knowing how linear and clean the A53 is, A50 Mark III, because now we're talking about sound. Zeos timestamps. If you remember to do timestamps, you jackass. Sue me. Knowing how clean that is and play, I did recently, actually earlier today, I did the review of the big Burson Voyager Soloist. And I used those exact amps. So I figured if they're here to test a preamp and how well it does for softening up or changing the music, fuck it, we'll use them again for this. Different headphones, slightly different, changing it up. But punchier low end, slightly not rolled off highs, but like smooth highs. I mean, the topping A53, A50 Mark III sounds a little better because I'm outputting with this. And I would like to have gone balanced into that, but I don't have the actual adapters to go with full size into TRS. I have the other way around. I can go from TRS into full size, but not that way. You know what I'm talking about. So that means I'm going with the topping for the balanced output, which my glorious and loving Neumann Berlin NDH30s. So let's lower this and let's continue listening to Billie fucking Eilish. Gently. And I'll swap. Okay, we're on the wrong input for that one. My butt. So now, knowing the NDH30s inside out. By the way, how's the purple light back there? I put an accent light in the floor. Don't know if I love it or hate it. I don't know if the camera's picking it up right, but it's very purple back there now. Which I feel like is more the color of this channel than the yellow and black ever were. Yeah. Yeah. Right, so the outputs from the unit, not the front. the outputs from the unit, from the back, from the DAC, whatever they're doing, whatever that creaminess and niceness and things like, ooh, I like the way this sounds, that is pushing through the DAC output, through the AKM 4499, which they actually, it's weird because they actually spell out what AKM stands for. It's the Ashai Kasai AK, and then M is manufacturing, I think. It's like, all right, I've never seen anyone do that. You do have the color of black or silver. I'm usually a silver slut, so I'd probably still recommend the silver if you're gonna get one, which I think you are. We're not even getting to the point where, okay, Zeos, tell me about it. Why should I buy this? Well, it's an excellent DAC. I'm talking about we're getting to levels outputting now where I'm kind of feeling like the R2R Himalaya, the hi-fi min, which, so you can get a hi-fi min sounding DAC without buying a hi-fi min. That's usually a benefit, but sometimes not. And then the headphone amp section, which we'll just, you know what, we're just going to take these, lower that, pop them like it's hot. Once I plug into that, it's going to go from fixed to 30, and we're going to unpause. And now, there we go. The only problem I have is when it goes down to 30. It doesn't remember the last thing you had it in. It's the safest way to do it, because this headphone requires like 60, and these do not. So I unplug it, bam, blocks it down to 30. But guess what? Now we're on the ass end of it doing 30. So now I got to rock this all the way back up to 81, aka fixed. So that's mildly annoying. If you obviously fix the output in the menu, it would be whatever it is, and it wouldn't matter. Actually, you know what? Let's double check that. Now see, pressing it just switches between coaxials and opticals. Holding it down, that's where we get into. I'm going to set the output to headphone only. Okay, we're now in headphone only mode. So let's see what happens when I unplug it. 30. It's mildly annoying. The constant resets to 30. Good, safe. I want it to do that when I'm going between things. Did my song break? Wait, what did I set to? Headphone out or line out? I might have... I did bad. Hold on, let me go back to the menu. Headphone only. Is there another option? Line only, auto, headphone only. You know what? We're going to blow one up. Blow up the one you love. Blow up the one you love. Hashtag blow up the one you love. Shutting it off. Turning it back on. Let's see if that fixes the sound issue. Because it's just not on. I'm wondering if it's because I have it. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it came on as fixed. Huh. And then I touched it, and now it's at 30, and now it's playing. That's... some Cowboy Bebop. All right, pause that. Let's go back to the menu. I may have figured out a fatal flaw, which would still not keep me from recommending it. So line only. So now that should be playing. Are we playing here? Yeah, now I'm playing. So we're going to take those off. Jank this back up to fixed. Oof. So now, there. Okay, that's what I want to check. Once you're set it to output mode in the back, it doesn't affect the volume at all. The headphone mode will still affect it. You unplug a headphone, it's going to drop to 30. It's to keep you from blowing up your ears with IMs. If you set it to the back, this hold doesn't matter. And the holds doesn't matter. That's the most important thing. So now, if we continue playing, I don't need to give another review of the... Oh, God, it sounds so good, though. That's just Aria Organic being... Smoke 2 joints at night? So now, if I'm going to go back into the menu, I would probably, honestly, leave it on auto. If you're using this for speakers, because it is a preamp, not a full line out, I would... Another thing that I would love to see in something like $600, I'd love to see you have an option in the menu. Be like, are the outputs on the back adjustable? Or are they fixed? And then are you having everything go out all at once, or just front or just back? This might be one of those units that's designed to only have, like, it's sharing the load. So like the voltage transformers are the things that are driving the headphones. When you unplug the headphones, they stop doing that and they start driving the back output fixed. So they can't do both. They don't want to have a load in the front and a different load in the back, and it freaks everything out. So that's probably what we're going with here. I'll put an anime sticker on there or something. So yeah, we have got... Did I even try the CAS? Give me the CAS. I have tried the CAS. I just haven't done them on camera, which makes it feel wrong and illegal. I will say that this plug on this goes into the unit a little weird. So whatever their female is here... Actually, it was much better that time. See, we're back on fixed. Oh, because we switched to the output on the back. No, wait. I switched to... All right. Damn it. More Richard Cheese I need now. It's got like a weight. The sound has a weight to it. Like a weight. Not a delay. Like a weight to it. That you just don't get normally on like normal linear clean things. It's got, I don't want to say a tubiness to it. That's fucking stupid and lame. It just has like a low end warmth that I really appreciate in a standalone unit that's trying to stand out from all the other standalone units that are trying to stand out. Like, do I think this is the most linear DAC amp on the planet Earth? Fuck no. Do I want it to be? No. There's a million things that are linear and clean and measure. I'm sure this measures clean as fuck. But what I want is something that just gives me it's the reason people don't like topping usually. People dislike topping because topping is moderately boring or very boring depending on the model. I like the A50 Mark III. I don't think you need to add any more skank to an amplifier to say I have a good $200 amplifier. And the reason I use a topping LA90 discrete instead of the A90 Mark whatever the fuck discrete D is because I think that sounds a little too neat and clean and prim and proper, and I like a little bit of the extra balls that the discrete has. So now those are two examples of toppings that are a little bit more ooh. And this is like 5 fucking times more ooh than those are ever going to be ooh. So I'd recommend this combo. It's another thing is topping doesn't really make a combo anymore, do they? Is there like one, like MX3 or something used to be like a combo, like a DAC and amp in one with the speed? This is very fucking basic. And then you throw a Rune Bridge on there, which feels like if this was a $400 unit and they threw in a, Cat 5, Cat 6 connector on the back and said, by the way, UPnP, AirPlay, Rune Bridge, that adds the price right there. If you don't need those things, I'd still recommend this. $600 is still not so far out of this world that a normal human being couldn't enjoy all the fucking features of it. It's nice. And you don't need to do the 12 volt thing I'm doing here. If I turn this off, hold on. Power off. Wait for it to say power off. Unplug my 12 volt, which hopefully doesn't ground out and explode because that is a 10 amp power supply. Come here. I'm sorry, that's an 11 amp power supply. Turn it to 11, Zeos. Did. I'm trying to find the hole, baby. Oh, it's so tight. I think I gotta turn it sideways. Yeah, there we go. So now, and it automatically turns on, using the internal power supply. It actually, does it need a little more power? I'm at 50. I feel like 50 is higher than I was running these 7 seconds ago. But it's not like the sound is bad. All the times I was praising it just now, when I was on the table and sounded too good to use, that was straight up to 110, because it's just easier to plug in. The fact that I happen to have a massive murder brick, and you can get an IFI, like, linear one for, like, 80, 90 bucks. Yeah, it's still great. It's still great. Don't fret if you can only use it with 110, or in your case, 220. Wherever you're getting it from Aoshita. It's a fucking solid, well-built. Like, I love, everything's metal. Everything about it is metal. Even the goddamn feet are metal. A little bit boring, which is why waifus exist. Because you buy them in a 100-pack from Amazon, even though they're all shit now. These are the good ones from back in the day. A fucking glass volume knob. The indicators are nice and big. It's like, you and me. All right. Yeah, no. 100% recommendation. 89.9% recommendation. The 30%, the 30 volume reset is a little, I wish it would let you set it or remember the last one. And it doesn't have a remote, which I could have sworn I saw an Audalytic remote. Like I have like a bunch of remotes down there, the Quest remote that I found after the review. I looked for 20 minutes before this review. Like, where's the remote? I could swear there was a remote. Is there a remote? And I checked. And it's like, no, it comes with a manual in the box. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. Things I would put over the top would be a remote control, ability to output all outputs at once. I don't know. I think that's it. I don't want them to add a 4-pin XLR. Those are, I think we're done now. Once you have 4.4, you have the best of all worlds. Small for portability. I mean, not the one on my fucking Magic cable. That thing is fucking thick. But portable. Yeah, let's go to DD Hi-Fi. That's a better example. Look, small enough that it could go portable and robust enough that you could use it in the home every day. It's better than 3.5. Maybe it's not as robust as 1/4 inch, but it's way more versatile. So I'm okay with only a 4.4 and not a 4-pin XLR. I don't know if there's any other, like all these little ones, they're all like, boom, 4.4. I know the Atom 2 has a 4.4, even though it's not truly a balanced amp, it still has a 4.4. And then Burson doesn't have any fucking 4.4s, like they don't remember that they exist. So yeah, I'd give this like very fucking high marks. In fact, doing London Can Jam, if you don't know, I'm doing London Can Jam because I'm going to show off Eris, because I want people to hear it. And I'll probably bring a bunch of pairs and try to sell them there to pay for the table. 2 tables is $5,000. Spoiler alerts. But I'm sharing it with Skedra and Apos. Might send me some stuff. And Hard Audio Cables is sending me some cables. And I'm going to host a SJY headphone there, and so you could hear that there. So I'm trying to work it out so it's not as expensive, because that doesn't even count the price to stay in England or fly there. So that's a whole thing. But yeah, I might bring this. I'm going to probably have a second checked bag. Usually they bring you a 50-pound checked bag. And if you want to pay for another one, it's like $70. I'll probably have a second giant fucking checked bag with some Deshelle Labs amps and DACs. And this might be one of those things I put into the bag, because you know what? It's good enough that if I'm going to demo a headphone I love, put it on that. Give it a little bit of sweetness. Even label it. This is a warm amplifier. This is a neutral amplifier. Plug the headphone into all these different things, into the dongles and such. I love this thing. I fucking love this thing. And I've just held back on doing the review because I'm just going to gush over it, and other things needed to have happen beforehand. All right, now that those things are done, this will probably stick on my desk. And I just... Perfect. Now I can finish my peach Bellini in peace. Link to the desk mat if it's still available. Wallpaper in the Wallpaper Horde. Patreon subscribers to support this channel and are definitely going to help in sending me to London Can Jam if you see me in England on July 20th or the 21st. Say hello. Come listen to the headphones. They should be out by then. I'm also trying to get a hold of all my other collabs, at least a handful of samples, just so I can show them off or sell them at the show. So thank you for that, everybody who's helped me do collabs in the past. Patreon subscribers to our spiel. $5 a month, see reviews early, participate in yard sales, lossless sound demos, including all the missing sound demos. Also a monthly Q&A post, which I will get to. And then for $10 a month, private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, where you can ask me questions directly all the time. You also, once you're in that, get into a lifetime swap meet channel to buy, sell, and trade gear. And don't forget to check out the forums at hifiguides.com. Because actually it's forum at hifiguides.com. There's only one forum, apparently. But yeah, that just got upgraded because we ran out of space and it couldn't back up anymore. And it was like, So spend some money and fix that. Everything else is good. I will link to Eris eventually. If it's not in the link, I'm going to have to put like a fake thing there and have TubeBuddy go and replace all the fake links. I don't know. And also, heads up and props to Aria Organic. I am not using the stock cable for high-femin reasons. And NDH30s, which are still the fucking GOAT. Even though I had to, I think, cut and heat shrink and make my own balance cable for them. But there you go. So, yeah. Gustard, Audalytic, Analytic? Like Audalytic? Is that what we're going with? Is that the fucking thing they're going with? It's not analytic, it's Audalytic. Fuck. You know what? Fuck that. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Purple Light, and go get yourself a Seagram's Escape Peach Bellini, and I'll see you in the next one.